Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is bad. This is just bad baseball. Just bad. Just really, really bad. I'm not gonna have any real positives about this one. This is just bad. This is poor baseball. You got to hand it to them. You do have to hand it to them. The Orioles each night kind of find new ways to make you go, you're not supposed to do that on a baseball field, or you're supposed to know not to do that, like keeping your foot on the base or plate to get the force out. I don't know. It's kind of amusing, I guess, if you like to look at it from that angle. Like each day, it feels like they find a new way to make you go, how did that happen? So I guess give it to them, applaud them there. Applaud them there. Um, Yeah, Joey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of with you. When he says one up me because I've decided to not care anymore, I don't get upset with the games anymore. I don't think I've really gotten upset with the Orioles over the past week for sure, 2, 3 weeks, because it's gotten to the point where it's just expected, just expected. First pitch, first pitch of the game, home run off Dean Kramer. Um, it was just something that it makes you laugh. Just makes you laugh. Like it's at the point where I'm not even getting upset anymore. Bases loaded, 2 outs, tying run on second. Fly out, could have been a home run in some places, opposite field. Fly out, I was like, yep, of course. Like there was no, oh, we missed it. Oh, that opportunity. Oh, they almost got it. It's just like, yeah, no, of course they didn't get it. Orioles hit 2 for 10 tonight in runners in scoring position. Yeah, they probably did. It's no longer to the point where I'm sitting here going, the Orioles have to figure out how to hit with runners in scoring position. They're just not going to hit with runners in scoring position. Especially with the guys out there, maybe Westy comes back. He was your best guy in those situations. Maybe he miraculously gets over the wrist injury and can kind of step back into that clutch role. Who knows? But there's no like, oh, Orioles make a horrendous defensive play that costs them. Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah, if you watch the team, it's just rookie comes in and shuts down the Orioles, has a great game, one of his best of his career. Yeah. Pretty much happens every time recently. This is just over and over and over again. Me and Kevin talk about it. We could pretty much record an episode of this and just play it on repeat, and it would all make sense. We could say, starter did okay. You would like to see better, but he did enough for you to win. Bullpen, really good up until one guy. And then the offense can't hit with runners in scoring position. That's pretty much how it goes every single game right now. It's just different ways of getting there, whether it's bad defensive plays that kind of put Dean Kramer in a weird spot, whether it's another opportunity with bases. I mean, bases loaded, 2 outs, cows are up. I'd be lying to you if I said I got my hopes up. Like there was very little part of me that was like, oh yeah, we're gonna take advantage of this. Like I think we were. Can let's just confirm this? We confirm that everyone in the chat was vehemently saying that Heston Kjerstad didn't get hit by the pitch? We were asking to take base runners away because we would rather just get the run in. We were like, don't load the bases, just let us get the run and let us go on. Like we were cool with the bases not being loaded. Has to like just get the run in. We don't care about the bases loaded. Like the Orioles challenged against their guy getting on base. They're like, no, he didn't get on base. Like, no, we want Heston still up. This team is just, its time is a flat circle with this team. Orioles lose 5-3. Gosh, it's Gunnar does get 2 hits, strikes out in a big moment. The Orioles go 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. It's funny because one of the two didn't even get a run in. I mean, fantastic play by, I think it was Schmidt. Who was playing third base for them? Yeah, Schmidt. You got to tip your cap. Schmidt made a hell of a play, but still, like, even when the Orioles are getting hits with runners in scoring position, they don't get runs in. I know this is the big one. I know people are kind of talking about pinch hitting Jackson or Austin Slater for Jackson Holiday. Listen, I get what they were doing. I get why they pinch hit Austin Slater, but with the way that this offense is going, Jackson Holiday was actually showing some life. He had had the single, also had that hard line out to center. Jackson was putting good wood on the baseball. I would just let Jackson bat there. I mean, hindsight's 2020. If Slater comes in and gets 2 RBIs and ties the game, then we're sitting here and it looks completely different. But I think at that point, with the way the offense has just been sputtering and the way that really it's not like Austin Slater's been lighting the world on fire recently. Jackson's clearly feeling good tonight. Let him hit. Just continue to let him hit. It's as simple as that. Eric saying if that situation is where we miss Ramon. Yeah. That's a situation you miss Ramon. It's a situation you miss Mountcastle. It's a situation you miss Westy. It's just, these injuries are killing them. These injuries are killing them, and even when they have opportunities, they're still not getting it done. So there we go, and I will bring on Kevin. Kevin, how are we doing? Kevin, do you have your lights off?
Yeah, we're sitting in the dark tonight. We're sitting in the dark tonight. This is just I can't. I don't even have the energy to reach over and turn the lights on.
Kevin, it's what I said. I said I don't know if you heard me talking about it, but I was like, it's not even at the point where I'm upset about it. I'm just like, yeah, it happened. That makes sense. 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Yeah, makes sense. That just inexcusable defensive plays. Yeah, makes sense. Like, it just, they have it. You gotta give it to them. They have a very good step-by-step process that they're following each day of how to lose the games, and they're not going away from it. So at least give them that, but not having fun, Kevin. Not having fun.
No. All right, fine. I'll turn the lights on.
Wow.
You can really tell this one is on, too. Look at that in the fish tank. Let's play the game we always play. Well, not always, but we sometimes play it. When did the Orioles lose the game tonight? I think the Orioles lost the game tonight when they had 2 on with none out. And then Heston gets hit by a pitch after there are 2 outs. And then Cowser comes up, and a lot of Baltimore moments tonight.
So many Baltimore moments. A disgusting amount of Baltimore moments with men on base for a 2-run game. I like this. You're not wrong, Hunter.
For the game. Well, I guess on the bright side, with the amended spicy. God, I cannot get this light to do what I want. Okay, here we go. With the amended spicy ramen rules, if the Orioles get swept, I'll eat the spicy ramen. It says it's an Orioles sweep or just the Orioles get swept because they're not going to sweep a team again. So,
although it would be, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to. I was going to say it would be the most Oriole thing ever in 2024 for them to take 2 of 3 against the Tigers just to extend this. Kevin, we're at the point where I view making the playoffs as extending this. Like, it's not, oh, we made the playoffs. It's like, oh, we're going to continue to do this for 2 to 3 more games.
Yeah. I mean, I texted you this before the show, but it's like our shows here get shorter and shorter because we go through the same script over and over again, and it's like, well, it's tiring for everybody to listen to, it's tiring for us to talk about, it's tiring for everybody to watch. I mean, the funeral was yesterday, so not anything that's necessarily unexpected here, but I mean, they're just the Orioles don't know who they are. From the players to the coaches to the front office. And I'll give you a prime example of it in tonight's game. If we want to, talk about just trends and things that happen. Brandon Hyde does not pinch hit for Ryan O'Hearn. And what was it, the 6th inning, if I'm correct, right? 6th inning?
Yep.
Against the lefty. And O'Hearn he gets a double. He gets a run in. And everyone's like, oh, well, interesting, because Brandon Hyde, this Orioles team, usually plays the splits, plays the matchups, and really interesting decision to keep O'Hearn in there, and it paid off for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Jackson Holliday about ready to come up to bat, and your favorite Oriole of all time, Austin Slater, gets the call instead of Jackson Holliday when Holliday got on base once, and then his out was like hard hit ball. And that's not enough to trust your young guys. And what I talk about this with the Ravens on #LockedOnRavens, #shameless plug. But what message does it send a young guy if you yank him after not doing anything wrong? I mean, it sends a terrible message. It does nothing for the confidence. It's just they're not even consistent with that anymore. We talk about consistency. They're not even consistent with their decisions anymore. We talked about Brandon Hyde and how good he was as a pinch hitter guy last night. Was not good tonight. Adley looks at a call strike 3. They're looking at strikes right down the middle. Runners in scoring position, loading the bases and not getting something out of it. Dean has a tough start by his standards. The defense is just like it's the same thing over and over again. And I guess, it's funny, Zach, if we kind of go back and look at a stream of us from even 2 months ago when they were still going through his struggles, I mean, the difference in probably our tone and our message and our voice of like, oh, there's still a lot of time left, right? September's coming around the corner. They got to figure out these issues. Now we're sitting.
No, it was wait till July. We can't question. Or no, wait till end of June, early July. Then it was wait till September. Then it's wait till August. Then wait till September.
Which at that point was like fine. Like that was fine to say. But now we're in September. We're almost done with the season. There are 10 games left. And depending on what happens with the Yankees tonight, the Orioles could be 5 games out with 10 games left in the East. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if that happens, 4 games with 10 games left, still probably pretty much a pipe dream. I've pretty much given up on their AL East chances at this point. But I mean, they'd have to sweep the Yankees to have a shot. So even have a shot.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I'm pretty much out. I think they're a wild card team. I don't think they win in the East.
Yeah.
But I mean, one team is playing good baseball, the other team isn't, and not the Yankees and Orioles have been struggling for pretty much the entire season together. They were great together, then they struggled together, then they had moments together, then they struggled, but now one team is starting to pull away, and it's not the Orioles.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. Let's get to some of these super chats. Wally, appreciate you. He says, Hyde needs to go. He has ruined the team with this lineup changes every single night. Adley finally starts to heat up a little, and he benches him. Yeah, I mean, the Hyde seat is only, especially in the media and in the fan base, has only gotten hotter over the past few weeks, I mean, it was as hot as it gets, I think, is within the past week. And it just, you think is it's as hot as it gets. It just keeps getting hotter. They keep playing worse. So, I mean, we've talked about it a few times. I think obviously we're both in agreement if they find a way to botch this and don't make the playoffs, there's without a doubt change just because you have to at that point. I'm in the realm of I think if they get swept in the wild card too, he's gone just because they got
If they lose in the wild card, he's gone, in my opinion.
yeah.
I mean, I'd go as far as the ALDS.
They get
Like,
swept in the LDS.
I even say if they just lose. But obviously, I know we both kind of in the back of our heads are like, they're just going to keep him because of the injury excuse. But it's clear that, like, look, this all falls back on the manager. Like, obviously, he's not going out there and hitting and, pitching and fielding. But the vibes are just so off. And I don't know. They probably need at this point, if it all goes wrong, a full coaching staff revamp, if anything. Hitting coaches, pitching, just everybody out and getting it. So,
Yeah. Connor, I'm going to get to yours in a second, but I want to go. Mike appreciates you. He says Hyde is on the hot seat, but I think Elias is too. I don't think Elias is. I think Elias gets even more benefit of the doubt with the injuries than Hyde does because Elias did put together. When you look at that injury list, those guys, when Elias had a healthy team and put a healthy team out there, these boys were rolling. So I don't think it's necessarily on Elias. I think this off season, though, if nothing big happens and they struggle again next year, without a doubt, I think Elias's seat starts getting hot. Can't talk right now, Kevin. Elias's seat is getting hot next year if he doesn't make a big move. In the off season, they don't really do anything next year. Then I think without a doubt it's hot. But right now, I think the easiest guy to scapegoat is Brendan Hyde. So if they're going to make a move, it would be for Hyde, and I think they would keep Elias for that. I just don't think they're at the point where they give up on Elias. Any thoughts on that, Kevin?
I mean, I don't see Elias going this year.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously next year, if stuff continues to go wrong, we can have that conversation. Hyde would probably be gone by then. But the main person you focus on here is Hyde. I mean, if there are a lot of ways Hyde gets canned here, a lot. Because even if they make the playoffs, it's like, well, you can't do the yippee, we made the playoffs and got just booted out. It's not what the goal is. Got to get a guy in here that can maybe take this clubhouse back. It seems like Brandon Hyde's lost it in a couple different ways.
Yeah.
And you can't have that. You can't have it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is I don't think anyone expected Hyde to be around here still, just genuinely. Like you very rarely see a manager who is brought in to be a part of the atrocious years get the opportunity to lead the team into the playoffs. They gave him that. He obviously got the opportunity. Last year we saw what happened, and then this is year 2. That's why I think he's the first to go. I mean, it's just so much easier because, we talk about this all the time, Kevin. The Orioles, organizational philosophy around these analytics and stuff, that's what they've drafted. That's how they've gotten these guys. That's why they've built their organization around. You take out Elias, do you change the whole organizational philosophy? Do you do this? Is it all uprooted? Are people coming in to clean house of even some talent? That's why I think it's a much more drastic change if it's Elias leaving. Whereas with Hyde, it's like whether they from the inside with a Buck Britton, whether it's an outside no, everyone wants DeRosa. Guys, I even know people who would Freddie Gonzalez. Freddie's shown some fight. From the literally, but I think they would want to go out of house. I don't think it would be anyone on the current staff. But yeah.
Yeah, I had something I wanted to say, but I forgot it. I think it might have been a comment. Let me see if I can find up and or scroll up.
Yeah, I've also seen a
and
lot of people say, like Mike.
yeah, I
David.
saw Joe Madden was one.
Joe Madden,
Someone
I
said.
would love Joe Madden. Oh my God. If Joe Madden came here, Kevin, it would be one of the greatest days of my life. Joe Madden is one of my favorite managers of all time.
Yeah. Oh, I know what it is. I know what I was going to say. And I think you might have said this first, honestly. So credit to Zach Bollinger on this one. But Brandon Hyde, and maybe you didn't, so maybe I'm putting words in your mouth unintentionally. So Brandon Hyde is like that bridge manager, right? Did you say that?
Well, I have, but like I think that's just common,
Okay. The bridge manager between rebuild and true contender.
Yes.
Right? Where he was really good for the early stages of that rebuild, kind of going into what we saw last season and that great historic year. But sometimes, and if you're a Ravens fan, it's kind of like Greg Roman and Lamar Jackson, right? Where Roman was awesome in development and building that offense up, and then it just kind of got stagnant and they weren't moving forward. And you can't waste any years. And with Baltimore, with the Ravens, they did waste a couple years. And with the Orioles, I don't want to see them enter that same thing where it's like, well, we're going to see and we're going to bring them back. We're going to try again. Like if it's not working, it's not working. And I know there's a level of overreacting to like one season type deal, but there's just been too much this year, even with the injuries, where you're like, if this was here's how I'll put it. If last year didn't happen for the Orioles and they were still like a not good team last year with their youth trying to build up, and this was the first year of like them being this many games over 500 and like going through growing pains, we'd be having a different conversation because that's on the trajectory of like, okay, you're not good for a bunch of years. You get the rebuild going, you get the young prospects in, and then last year wasn't good, but then this year you see that improvement. That's a different conversation. But this has been such a huge step back from what we saw last year. It's regression in multiple huge things. The defense took a huge step back. The offensive consistency took a huge step back. Game awareness and game situations took a huge step back. It's all of this stuff that an 100-win AL East champion, number one ALC team did last year. And you expect with the expectations of, they might not be like that again next year, but they'll be on somewhat of that level and even with improvements in other areas. But it hasn't been that. We've just seen steps back. We haven't seen enough growth and improvement, and you can't move backwards. You can't look backwards because the Orioles have taken a step backwards this year. So it's a different conversation based off of them continuing to ascend and them ascending like they did last year and then taking a step back this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing people talk about it in the comments, we talk about the hitting philosophy. The Orioles last year had 309 doubles, which was third most in the league behind the Rangers and the Red Sox. This year they have 248, which is 14th in the league. So, this team is just once again so reliant on the home run ball. And you just see it over and over. This year they have 218 home runs. Last year they had just 183. So a lot less doubles this year and just a lot more swinging for the fences. Obviously, we know the defense has been horrid recently. We've seen runners in scoring position plummet. But it really just feels like this team is the three true outcomes. They either hit a home run, strike out, or walk.
Yeah. It's tough right now. What you said, they're 2-8 in their last 10? Is that what you said in our text? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not how you want to close out the season. That's for sure, Kevin. I'm trying to look up these stats really fast.
Well, while you do that, I will introduce the fan of the show, fan of the night, fan of the team, Mr. Ryan Ripken in the flesh has decided to join Kevin and Zach React. Should I go on the right?
No, you're good. You're good. I just popped in to say hi for a second. You hear me, Kev?
I can. You're loud and clear. How you doing?
Cool. I'm good. Just trying to get my act together. doing the morning show tomorrow. Kevin's great seeing you this morning or hearing you.
I can't believe you called me out, man.
What did he call you out for?
Oh, I said,
first,
Kevin, you just
first thing I hear from him, Kevin, you just wake up? And Jeremy's like, does he sound like he just woke up? And Ryan's like, oh no, yeah, he just woke up.
Oh God. Yeah, no, that was fun, but I'm doing that tomorrow morning. And then Zach, are you good for tomorrow morning doing the regular Ryan Ripken show? Because just for scheduling purposes, for those that tune in, we'll cover a lot of Orioles tomorrow and football, but had to change the schedule because of my schedule. So I am the problem. Coming on to say that. Hey guys, I wanted to bring up just one thing because I looked at first off, I had someone compare the Orioles to the Chicago White Sox. I can text Gavin and ask him
which team he'd rather be on right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Would you rather be trying to win the next 4 games to avoid the worst season in baseball history, or try to not blow a playoff lead? I think I know which position.
Yeah, go for baseball history, right? That's where you want to be. Lose as many games as possible. And Laura just saw tomorrow's show's at 10:30. 10:30 a.m. tip off. I know it's early, but we want to make sure we can get to a lot. And then Sunday we'll be doing the Ravens stuff as well. But what I was going to with this, I have people blowing me up about all that type of stuff. So talking about wins and losses. I understand sample sizes, and I know for Baltimore, they're now 5 or 6 games under 500 since June or July or whatever it is, something like that.
Yeah,
or August it was. I don't know what they've been for 98. Do you guys want to guess what their record was over 101 game span to end last season?
What was it?
I'm gonna have to do math. 83. No,
You think they won 83?
No.
101
okay,
sample size. 101 game sample size to end the season.
Jeez, Kevin.
54 and 47. That's 101, right? That's 101.
Okay, it's going to be worse. They're not going to have a good record if he's bringing it up, Kevin.
No, so I was saying Texas was 50 and 51 to close out the year.
That was close.
And so, look, I'm not sugarcoating. Like, guys, what they're doing is not good baseball. It's not a good product right now. When you hit, you don't pitch. When you pitch, you don't hit. And then you can't get bounces going your way. Like Heston Kjerstad getting hit by a pitch that would have gone away to score a run. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't get those breaks when you're not playing well. I know a lot of people get mad about, me saying the mantra. O's are fine. The mantra is it's a grind. It sucks. And for a lot of these guys, the feeling that they're having right now is, what the hell do we do? And how do we try to fix it? And right now they're sitting there going to the locker room and they're saying some words over and over again. And if the fans feel like they're beating their heads against the wall, I guarantee you in the locker room, it's just as frustrating to sit there and go, why the hell are we not executing? I love the fact that Cedric Mullins hit a ground out. I love that. I'd love to see more of that. Right. But it's rough. It's rough right now. There's no sugarcoating that. New York, unless something happens, they're going to win the division.
Yeah.
But for Baltimore, if there's a silver lining, it still baffles me that people want this team to miss the playoffs. Like, you're going to get embarrassed. I understand there's an expectation for this team and they're not reaching it. When you have runners on and you just keep blowing opportunity, I can't believe of all the people McCann doesn't have his foot on the base, right? Like, it's stuff like that where you're like, damn.
1 and 2.
It's rough. And like, I'm not lying when I tell you guys this about the little things. You don't make plays defensively, it's going to affect your pitching, and vice versa. And then your hitting feels more pressure. And to reiterate that point, you saw it tonight again. Yeah. If you get that first out for Dean, and maybe you make a play by Rivera, the Orioles could be out of the inning. But instead, everyone's safe, base hit, O's fall behind, and then now you're putting pressure on a hitting group that doesn't have confidence. That's baseball. So that's just the point I was trying to make. But the reality is, get in. Guardians did the O's a solid tonight. Huge solid. Came back in extra innings, beat the Twins. O's stay 4 games up with 10 games to go for that spot. So to say that out loud, Kevin, let's do math for a second. For the Orioles, the Tigers right now, I think, could have the tiebreaker. Orioles own it over Minnesota. That could change. 4 games left. That means for the Twins to pass the Orioles, right? Hear me out. They have to go 4. Sorry.
Well, I mean, that it's all going to come down to Orioles are finish the year in Minnesota. So I think we keep talking about this weekend. The season could legitimately, if the Tigers come in still playing good ball, the Twins keep
Tigers
struggling.
Are the best team in the American League since August.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're good right now. They're really
Yeah.
No one wants to play. They are dismantling the Royals. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good team. It's a good team. So context, we'll get into that a lot tomorrow. But what I'm saying is 10 games to go. You got a 4-game lead. You blow this, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. You blow it, you don't deserve it. You want to talk about not deserving it. You blow the lead down the stretch. Yeah, you deserve to have your ass sitting at home. Any player would tell you that. But they put themselves in this position to have a lead. And can they get themselves out of it? Can they get some guys healthy? And if they get swept in the playoffs, so be it. But maybe, just maybe, something happens. You get some guys back. You get your glue, who Jordan Westberg, to me, is that dude. You get him back. Could things change? Maybe. There's no guarantee, but one thing that shouldn't be a guarantee. If you're a Baltimore fan, you've witnessed playoff baseball 6 times in 41 years. And I think that's the part that just grinds my gears. This team, even though they've sucked for 2 months in your mind, with a team that's decimated, that could have thrown in the towel, they are getting their teeth kicked in, but they are still grinding because they still believe they can do something. It might look bad. I'm sorry, I get passionate about this.
Yeah.
6 times in 41 years. 6.
Yeah. And this is not something that people should take for granted. Yeah, it's not how the Orioles want to be going into the playoffs, but just getting in. Ryan, how many times talking to Jason Worth did he talk about getting in the playoffs is damn hard?
And we should drop that interview.
Yeah, there are people who will play years in Major League Baseball and not see the playoffs. Mike Trout has never won a playoff game. One of the greatest baseball players of all time has never. Baseball is hard, and it's hard to make the playoffs. The Angels had 2 of the greatest players we've ever seen in Trout and Ohtani and couldn't make the playoffs. Like, it's not simple of just go get the best players and you're going to win. You got to grind for 162,
Yeah, well, and the other thing too, Zach, and this is the part I try to tell fans, last year was a fairy tale regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that doesn't happen. You win 100 games in a regular season is damn near, it's not impossible. Obviously, the Orioles did it. But to do that again and again is hard. An injured team is hard. The Orioles always found a way to win every situation last year until the postseason, right? It was an unrealistic fairy tale regular season. No expectation, and you were the best team in the American League. Well, guess what? You're not sneaking up on anybody. You get banged up, and then you fall in a rut, and everyone's going, well, man, how do we get out of it? Like, that is a regular season. The Arizona Diamondbacks just met their win total of all last year. They were the 24th best pitching staff going into the playoffs. 24th. Texas was middle of the pack. Mm-hmm. And I get mad about this when I say this. They turned it on at the right damn time. And we all know what happened. Arizona almost lost their way out of the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. They, if you want to talk about a team that was like, oh, hey, they're trying to lose, go look at Arizona's finish last year. They're lucky that the Cubs fell. So that's my point. And I feel for the fans. I know you love this team. And I'm getting out of here, Kevin, so you can show off. I just want to make sure the fish are good. But get in and understand that these moments here, meaningful games in September to get pissed off about, is something I will take any day of the week. Then give up on a season with 2 months to go, with a month to go. It sucks. That's what Oriole fans have had to deal with for the majority of the last 40 years.
Yeah.
I had a fan. The last thing I'll say, I had someone call in, Kevin, after you, maybe before you woke up this morning. And I made a comment about that, about, you know why these playoff moments are special? You don't know what can happen. It's the people you experience it with, friends, family. You watch a moment. Jason Worth talked about that moment, Zach, of the home run. Someone told me that they took their dad to that game, and his dad then ended up passing away a month or two later, just deteriorated. But he said the last time his dad was a kid in a moment, the Nats ended up losing the series. Jason Worth had that wild home run, fouling pitches off.
Yep.
And the guy called in this morning and goes, Ryan, I remember the World Series back in 66. I lost a couple of my friends, but those are the moments that are ingrained in my mind. We didn't know what was going to happen, and man, that was so cool. It's more than just that. So for those that are saying, hey, I don't want this team to make the playoffs, come on. There's more to that. It's the memories you make with the people. If they lose, I'm cool with being blamed, Kevin. You can blame me all they want. You know I don't give a shit.
Sure they will.
Hey, I'm not on the field. The Orioles are losing. I say the O's are fine, and I'm the asshole. All good though. Like it doesn't bother me, but it's just perspective. And I want to appreciate for everyone in the chat. You guys got a couple super chats you got to get to. I think Shanti had one. Make sure you get to that one. For everyone listening, these guys go at it for the Kevin and Zach Reacts. You guys need to hit the like and subscribe. Kevin does it, but he needs to say it more. They're good kids. And what I love about them is they have a pulse on the fan base. So that's it. That's all I got. Zach, I will be there at
yeah, there you go, Ryan. There's something for you on the way up.
Fire in the fan base.
Hey, if you need me to get down there and do some stuff, I can do that. But
yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Like, I like to show that side, but this is me being objective. When you guys hear me talk like this is my passion, but I don't find any value for me. Everyone vents in different ways. You want to be pissed off with the team? All you. I'm not gonna get on that. But I just have seen the craziest things happen in the sport where I just can't jump down that rabbit hole yet. I can't. Season's over, and you can go, damn, a lot of changes need to be made. We'll address that. So appreciate you guys. Okay. Kevin, do some sort of voodoo for everyone. I don't know if you've done that recently. I've
had to amend the spicy ramen rules where now it's if the Orioles sweep or get swept. So if they get swept, I'll eat the first level of spicy ramen and maybe that will get them out. But obviously, hopefully they win tomorrow. So we don't have to do that.
Just win tomorrow, Kevin. Just win tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah. So
this is what I'm saying. Not me that does this. It's you, Zach, that has to do it. You gotta shave.
I have a wedding this weekend, so maybe after that. But yeah. So if there wasn't a wedding, I'm telling you, I was considering. I almost shaved it off on stream. I considered it tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ryan,
maybe if I'm available, I don't know how long you guys plan on going tomorrow, but I might pop on virtually if that is a thing.
Yeah. So I think I got to be out tomorrow by noon.
Right,
so
I'll see when I awaken.
Yeah. We're gonna. We'd always love to have you on, Kev. Maybe we'll get Nick Moore, Ravens long snapper, to come on, and maybe we can light a fire, tell him that Georgia sucks.
You can go. Yeah, you'll be out of there by 5 p.m. if you do that. You'll talk forever.
Yeah, good kids. All right, guys, be good. Everyone, get to your supers though. Don't leave those people hanging.
No, we'll get to them.
And then I can tell you guys, everyone else, a rip after dark. Yeah, 10:30 tomorrow. And I'll also be on 105.7 The Fan from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Stop traffic tomorrow morning. So. Yeah, busy day.
You and I should do a morning show together, Ryan. We would. You would just be kind of dragging me through it. I'd be sleeping.
Hey, Kevin, we have you running through the damn studio, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone ever needs a pep talk, like Kevin, I'll light a fire in your ass. You should have seen Zach running around the damn studio on Sunday.
I saw. He was struggling.
Didn't feel great, but we did it.
Yeah. But we got a lot of things planned, man. We got a lot of good things. Yeah, you guys can call in on 105.7. They take calls. So Trippy called in too, Kev.
Oh, nice. How was that? He's good.
Oh, I mean, apparently he always calls in on those times, man.
Yeah, no, he's passionate, man. I love the passion.
And eventually we'll work on our call-ins. We could start it here. We're working on it. So it's all good. All right, I'll go take a shot at tequila for the boys. I got to get up in 5 hours. So
Love it. Morning
appreciate
show.
you guys.
Yeah,
Morning show.
I'll text you good morning at when I at that time, and I'll say good night. Because
all right, good. You guys are good kids, man. Everyone hit that like and subscribe and get to those supers. Appreciate you guys.
We got them. All right, appreciate
Have a night,
you,
everyone.
Ryan.
Keep
yes,
the
Have a
sir.
night, Ryan.
Peace.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Glad he tunes in.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the supers
Yeah,
here.
let's get to the other.
Shante, appreciate this. I don't even think they're looking at pitches anymore. I just think they're swinging to swing. And we didn't forget about you. We had other stuff we needed to get to first. But appreciate you as always.
Appreciate
it.
Yeah,
their plate discipline right now is in the gutter.
Yeah, and it feels like tonight was especially frustrating because early on, Giant Star had no control. He couldn't control the ball up, and he was missing down and away. And we were gifting them second opportunities. I think the first two guys swung at ball four. Everyone took it to a 3-2 count, which you love to see. But just multiple times, it feels like, especially in big situations, the Orioles are looking for a single pitch. And it's not, oh, if I don't get it, I'm not swinging. It's, I think they're going to throw a high fastball. I'm swinging for a high fastball no matter what. And then we also see that with guys getting fooled. How many times, this is the biggest pet peeve of mine, is when we go down looking. When we go down looking in big scenarios, that's what grinds my gears.
Yeah. I mean, almost, again, it's like I feel more confident with them in the box with no one on as opposed to with runners on, or without runners in scoring position as opposed to runners in scoring position. And that's when you know things are broken. So I know I didn't get to react to the Kimbrel news. I see it in the chat. I had such a good thing planned. I was like, oh, the Orioles 1-0 in the non-Craig Kimbrel era. This, is this
would
the
have been
spark?
magical, Kevin? It would have been magical, but no, we can't have nice things.
No, can't have nice things. Gunnar Hen. Oh, you're gonna. Oh,
first because we got.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to do that.
What are you looking for in free agency? Need a veteran bat.
Couple of vets starting pitching.
Need vets. That's the biggest thing. Veterans.
Yeah.
We
starting pitching.
They're gonna.
The big question is going to be Tony versus Corbin, or Tony and Corbin, whatever you want to say there. That's going to be the big free agency thing for them, but it has to be more than Craig Kimbrel, and that's it. Like that was a big failure from the organization to only sign Craig Kimbrel. You let a couple vets go. You have to have more of a plan there, and you got to bring more guys in. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, but it has to be a better plan than that.
You know what, Kevin? If you want to get to the other super chats real quick, I'm going to pull up MLB free agency.
Okay. All right, cool. So Gunnar Henderson, the Gunnar Henderson. Appreciate you. Kevin and Zach, one of you needs to be the downer, one of you needs to be the positive one. Can't have you both down. If you tuned in last night, it was the funniest thing because I was just sitting here like, this is the funeral, season's done, like da-da-da. And then Zach every 10 minutes was like, what would be the most magical thing?
Like what, Kevin? I still believe it though. Like I don't think it's gonna happen, but like, what if they just do? Like what if they just do it, Kevin? Like, do I think it's gonna happen? No. But like, how hilarious! That was the whole point. Like, how hilarious would it be if this team, after everyone's given up on them, like last year, it was, oh, this team's hot. This team can win the World Series. Swept in the first round. This year, everyone's like, just don't even make the playoffs. This pathetic team, and then this is the one that makes a run. Like, I'm just saying, Kevin.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I could. I saw Brian. I can't find your comment, but yes, I saw you said, "Did you kill the fish?" No, they're right here. There, you see. There's Rip Fin is the and then Birch Fish right there. So fish are still going.
He's been adamant since day one.
Let's
He's gonna be
go,
those cards. I'm loving it. Let's make it happen.
man. Hey, Zach Eflin, be the savior. Let's go.
Do it.
Did you get your free agency stuff up?
Yeah, there's some boys in this free agency class. This free agency class is actually kind of so I mean there's some, Garrett Cole with an opt-out, he's not. Blake Snell, I think Blake Snell does opt out to get.
I think he does.
Corbin Burns, obviously, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Max Fried, Shane Bieber, Jordan Montgomery, Walker Buehler, Nathan Eovaldi as an option. Those are just some of the pitchers. Yossi Kikuchi, Jack Flaherty.
Oh.
Kyle Gibson as a club option. Then for hitters, I mean, you have the big ones. For catcher, I could see a guy like Elias Diaz. Yasmani.
Is this assuming McCann moves on?
Yeah, like James McCann's on this list. There's a lot of guys right now. This isn't necessarily ranked in order. You have guys like Juan Soto, Cody Bellinger, Willie Adames is going to get a lot of money. Alex Bregman's going to get a lot of money. Gleyber Torres is going to get a fuck ton of money. The way
why do I feel like Bregman's going to Toronto?
I think that is such a Toronto move.
I feel like it's just a Toronto. They'd have to work. They'd have to work guys in and out of there. But like, I just feel like that's Toronto. Like that's a Toronto move.
Yeah.
Reunite the boys.
What if the O's just go get Juan Soto, can complete the trio of Levon, Gregory, and Juan?
You get the handshake between Juan and Dean is the peace offering. Although let's make it clear, full-time DH Juan Soto. We're not putting that man in the field.
Could you imagine him trying to play left field here?
Could you imagine an outfield of Eloy Jimenez, Juan Soto, and Heston?
Hitter's dream. Hitter's dream.
Heston's gotten better, though. I'm not going to rag on Heston. Heston's gotten better. Although he's not Cedric. We'll say that.
Yeah, he's not Cedric. He's not Cedric. Kevin, this is tough. That's it.
Joe asking me if he should start Andy Dalton. I think your other quarterback is Ben Roethlisberger, if I'm not mistaken, Joe. So I'm gonna say yes. You should probably start Andy Dalton over Ben Roethlisberger. Just saying. Yep, Aviator. I'm telling you. I think he's gone. I don't think New York gets him back personally. I think he leaves.
I think
Dodgers.
No, he's going to the Mets.
I think it's Dodgers.
He stays in New York. It's either the Mets or Yankees. That's my decision.
My prediction is Dodgers.
Joe,
yeah. The extra I'm in there really sells this message to me. This is Rooker a free agent?
Let me see. If he is, I missed him on the free agency list. No, he's not.
Okay.
He has 3 more years of arbitration.
I would trade for him.
I would.
You said you would.
I would. I mean, like, you need another righty bat, power bat. Yeah. Kevin, any thoughts? Just any thoughts?
Well, Joe, Huntley's not going to start for them. It's going to be Thompson. So just Andy Dalton starting for them. So,
Joe, what is your quarterback room? How did
you were the one who was like, guess Joe's draft. You're never going to guess it. And you're the one surprised about his quarterback situation.
I didn't know he picked up Andy Dalton or Snoop. Like, I did not see those two.
Okay. Yeah.
Wally, I could not agree more. First off, appreciate you. As always, Wally. They do Mateo, they miss his defense. They miss that spark plug in the lineup when he's hot. And they miss that speed off the bench. They miss everything about Jorge Mateo.
Yeah.
Everything about.
I mean, they have three rotation level infielders down right now. and Mateo, Westberg, and Arias. That's tough. That's really tough. So,
Kevin, this is going to be controversial. I was going to say if you could get one back fully healthy, guaranteed, and he's just back hitting his stride, like he's just like nothing happened. As much as Westy's been the clutch guy, I almost think this team is just missing a spark like Jorge.
I'd still go Westberg, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I was saying. I said that's why I stopped myself and said, because I think Westbrook's still the guy, but like there's something to be said about the electricity and just the energy that Jorge brings.
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's just, it's a tough break.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Kevin?
I don't think so. I don't even think we really talked about the game at all.
Before you got on, I did my whole rants about how, it was the same thing as always.
Well,
Doesn't pitch well enough, though.
Yeah.
And does their thing. Runners can't hit with scoring position. It's just the same. I feel like there's not even things to cover in these games, unfortunately. Like you said in our text, like we just don't have anything to talk about because it's just the same old, they didn't hit with runners in scoring position. Oh, bullpen. Oh, they made defensive mistakes. Oh, starter did decent enough to keep them in the game, but you would like to see a little bit better. Like it's just the same things over and over.
Yeah. It's it's definitely tiring to kind of go through those same storylines, but back on a saddle tomorrow. What time do they play tomorrow?
1.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll be back here around 4:00-ish tomorrow. That's actually awesome because then, like, we'll finish this up. We got Thursday Night Football. We're going to have a day tomorrow.
Hopefully a day.
But, yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of Kevin and Zachary Axel. We will go live after every Orioles and Ravens game, so we'll be live after Ravens games. Honestly, once football just gets more in the swing of things, maybe we will do midweek reaction to games. We'll figure something out because obviously we'll not be going live every day for an Orioles game. So we'll figure out how we're going to keep consistent content going and not just an hour after every Sunday, because that would mean we would have 16 videos, 15 videos left for the entire, season. So, yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Orioles play at 1:00. Finish up the series against the San Francisco Giants. Need to take it. But we'll be back here at the conclusion of the game, win or lose. Hopefully we celebrate a win. If not, Kevin's eating some spicy ramen. So some would say it's a win-win. That'll do it for us. Chew-wee-wees.